So during this quarantine, I've had a lot of downtime to just sit and think about things. Now, a lot of those is how I miss sports, and when I was sitting there, in my sportsless depression, I realized something. Over the last 20 or so years, the Miami Marlins have traded away a ridiculous amount of talent. Of course, we have the recent trades involving Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, JT Realmuto, and many, many more, and it even dates as far back as Miguel Cabrera in the mid-2000s. So, that got me thinking, what if all the players the Marlins have traded over the years somehow ended up back on the team in 2020? How would they do? Would the team be good? Could they win a World Series? Those are all questions we're going to be finding out today in this video, where we return all the Marlins talent to its rightful home. So of course you're probably wondering who is on this team. Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out right now. Starting things off with these starting pitchers, we have Luis Castillo, Chris Paddock, Andrew Heaney, Trevor Williams, Domingo Germán, Nathan Eovaldi, Anibal Sanchez, and Trevor Richards. Now moving on to our relievers and our closers, we have Andrew Miller, Kyle Bearclaw, Sergio Romo, David Phelps, Austin Bryce, and Nick Anderson. For our catchers, we have JT Realmuto as our starter, and Austin Barnes as our backup, one of the better backups in the league. For first base, we have quite the collection of individuals. Justin Bour, who's currently playing overseas, Miguel Cabrera, the past his prime Hanley Ramirez, and everyone's favorite, Logan Morrison. Second base, we have D. Gordon holding it down over there. Third base, we have Colin Moran manning the hot corner. Shortstop, we have Kike Hernandez and Adeiny Hechavarria. And the outfield is where things really get crazy, where we have Marcell Ozuna in left, Christian Yelich, Jake Marisnick, and Cameron Maybin in center. And of course, rounding things out in right field, we have Giancarlo Stanton himself. And this team right here is very, very, very solid. And honestly, it would not surprise me even a little bit if they somehow managed to get to the World Series. I mean, come on now, this lineup right here is absolutely ridiculous. The bench is really good as well. And not to mention they have a pretty dang good pitching staff too. A lot of young arms. And the back of the bullpen with Nick Anderson, Sergio Romo, and Andrew Miller is pretty dang solid as well. Now, of course, we will not be making any trades or anything like that. If people get hurt, we have to call up guys who were traded by the Marlins. And there's not much depth there, so we might be short a few guys if there are injuries. But we'll deal with that when it happens. And I think with all that said and done, we're just going to go ahead and sim and see what happens. And I will catch up with you guys in the middle of the season. Alright, so here we are at the AllStar Break, and I think it's fair to say that things are going fairly well. We're sitting at 56-40, currently half a game out of first, right behind the Atlanta Braves. And of course, like always, the NL East is a pretty tight race. But let's go ahead and see how our players are doing. We have Christian Yelich having an absolute monstrous year. 348, 23 bombs, 64 RBIs. He's definitely going to be in the MVP running. Stanton's not doing too bad. 258, 20 bombs, and 56 RBIs. Although he could be definitely doing better. Ozuna's hitting 309 with 27 homers and 77 RBIs. Very good from him. And off the bench we have Adeiny Hechavarria hitting 333 with 6 homers. And Miguel Cabrera hitting 304 with 8 homers in limited playing time. So very solid bats right there by these guys. Somehow Jordan Yamamoto keeps sneaking onto the team, so we're just going to have to go ahead and release him for being way too annoying. And in doing so, we will be calling up Eovaldi. There we go. Good thing Yamamoto is useless, so he didn't have an impact on the game. But starting pitching wise and offense wise, I think they're doing very well. And they're sitting in a very good spot right now. Just have to finish the season strong, and let's see if they could do that and get into the postseason. And I will see you guys in October. Alright, so here we go. It is the end of the season, and we finished 98-64, and we are still a wild card team somehow. I really don't know how that happened, but we will be playing the Braves in the first round in that wild card game. But before we get there, let's see how we got there. First things first, the Washington Nationals won 100 games, and we lost the division by just a measly 2 games. Very frustrating, and we will of course be playing Atlanta in the wildcard game, who we were 9 games better than. So we should probably beat them. As for our injuries, Giancarlo Stanton broke his leg because he's a fucking dickhead, and now he's going to be missing the wildcard game. But if we get past that, he'll probably be back by some point in the postseason, so thank you for nothing, Giancarlo. We had quite a few league leaders, and by quite a few I mean D. Gordon and Christian Yelich. And D. Gordon was good in the stolen bases, and then Christian Yelich just destroyed everybody everywhere else. That's what we like to see. Andrew Heaney led the league in wins with 20, and Andrew Miller in saves with 53. And then of course we have Christian Yelich winning a Silver Slugger, the Hank Aaron Award, Real Muto and Hernandez winning Gold Gloves, and Andrew Heaney won the Cy Young Award. So you love to see it. As for our individual standouts, Chris Paddack was absolutely money, going 16-9 with a 2.64 ERA. And Trevor Williams was pretty good as well, going 11-11 with a 3.37. And somehow Andrew Heaney was the worst pitcher in our rotation, but he still won the Cy Young Award, so there's that. In the bullpen, Andrew Miller was cash money with a 2.50 in 57 innings. Evaldi literally did not pitch. Nick Anderson is very good as well. Really, all around the board, everyone here is fairly solid. Bearclaw is good. Germán, pretty ass. Sanchez and Romo were both garbage. But other than that, very satisfactory. Then on the offensive side of things, of course, Christian Yelich. The numbers speak for themselves. Ozuna did very good as well. Real Muto was pretty solid too. And look at Miggy off the bench providing a little bit of a spark. So here we go at the wildcard game. We're just going to go ahead and full send it. Chris Paddack, Mike Soroka, here we go. And we lose in the first round. 1-0. Are you fucking kidding me? In the 9th inning? Are you fucking kidding? This keeps getting worse every time I look at it. Okay, what happened? Chris Paddack, brilliant. Kyle Bearclaw, blew it. Blew it. You hate to see it. The offense, pretty much useless. No one really did anything. One extra base hit, a double. D. Gordon, error. Oh man, that is rough. So I guess the questionnaire is answered. Would the Marlins win a World Series if they didn't trade anyone away? And the answer is no. If anything, for the first time in their history, they're going to go ahead and lose a playoff series. Fun fact, the Marlins have never made the playoffs and not won the World Series until this simulation. And they've also never won the division, but they have 2 World Series championships. You love to see it. But yeah, that is a very, very, very disappointing end to this video. And of course we have the Houston Astros winning the World Series, because this game just hates everybody. But if you guys enjoyed this video and this idea, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. If you have any ideas of stuff you want to see, let me know in the comment section below. We could have a nice civil discussion. And do you guys think baseball's coming back this year? Because I'm starting to really doubt it at this point. There's a lot of nonsense going on, and I think although we do need it, just to keep our minds off all this nonsense, things are not looking too pretty. But let me know your guys' opinion down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, guys. I'm out. Peace.